nooks and crannies, the alcoves. Flamey just waits for anyone to push back through pillars as well, but no one there. As a result, they'll give up Palace. Bomb's going to go in the hands of Guardian back toward A site instead. Edward, simple, waiting in Horseshoe. Late potential play from Navi to try and take over mid-control, and no one wanting to peek out from Virtus Pro.
Yeah,
no one wanting to go down early in this situation and be the reason, or part of it. You can't really lay blame on one person, but part of the reason why the last round slipped away. So trying to get a read as passively as possible. Taz will hear utility expended toward the bottom of connector. That's going to call for Neo to get to jungle early. Taz using that smoke to his advantage, gets away from the flames. So they've got a two-man position, and Neo actually might go, all right, that smoke kills the chance. Go for a late play. He actually finds it. He gets seized down. I was going to say he could flank them out going through connector. That smoke would have negated it, but he's still able to find the kill.
25 seconds as well. Man advantage for VP, could be overtime here. This next kill is going to be huge. Snacks gets it, Taz gets a third as well. 4 versus 2 for Fleming. He's fighting back. Can he find his kill toward the steps area? Going to be backed up by Edward, who gets it as well. 2-on-1.
He's isolated them as well. Neo is the gun barrel going to show, sprays it back. Oh my God, is Edward really going to pull this back on a 1 versus 3? Bomb gets played in fast peak, but Pasha's going to put us in overtime again for Virtus Pro, their 3rd one today. And this is a battle of attrition. This is a battle of stamina at this point.
You see Navi, they look frustrated with this one as well, especially Flamey. He thought that was it, a chance to close things out in regulation and break the curse, become champions. But a few more rounds to go, I'm afraid. It will be overtime here on Mirage. We said this map could be good in overtime. What a great way to finish this grand final. They will be staying on the same side they started here. So 10K MR3. Edward, though, so close to finishing that one off. Fantastic performance from him to actually get himself in that situation. Would have been the hero for sure had he managed to pull it off. So close, but Pasha holds his nerve. This kill was everything coming up in this kill right now. I thought that was it. He's going to do it. And here we go then.
Here we go indeed. First round of overtime. MR3. First 3 rounds, and then we swap over to the other side for those of you who are playing along at home in the words of Sponge. So he's going to go try and push out back inside of the underpass position. As always, Navi want to try and establish a presence inside of middle. Good Molotov. That'll hold off Z's temporarily, but ultimately it's just going to delay the process, the proceedings, as there's still 1 minute and 26 to work with and nothing thrown out from the Navi side.
You can see VP are more than happy to sacrifice middle for now. Snacks is going to be with the AWP looking towards the top of middle. He's going to be smoked out. That's going to be him gone. So he has to fall back. That's what's in towards that connector. And sees he can hear the footsteps as the retreating Snacks just try to get back. Smoke off to buy some more time here as we hit the 1 minute mark. The bomb's still down in T-spawn, so you suggest that Navi won't be committing just yet. They want to get that connector control first, but I think the CD's to push back through to smoke it. This kill is going to be huge, and Snacks get to it with the AWP. Taz picks up the AK-37, 5-on-4 in the Poles' favor.
Virtus Pro, they get the next kill as well. Snacks over top of the stairs, going to find Flamey inside of A main. They're flawless thus far, but that's changed. As Edward simple and simple again are going to bring this down to what is a 2 versus 2, as Snacks will find at least 1 response. And speaking of, he's going to take the AWP in toward connector, and now as the last man remaining, he's conceded the A site in doing so. Smoke late toward the top of the connector, but I think it's got a gap. In fact, it does. Thankfully, however, the bomb not going to cross. Guardian's going to elect to go for a safe plant. And this is a problem for Snacks. They're on either side. If he can figure out these shots, if he can pull it off, it's going to be huge. Tries to bait out the second player by shooting in, and Edward spots him. He can't locate it. First blood in overtime goes to Navi. And a 2 versus 1, it's close, but Virtus Pro, every round counts, no need to save, money still up.
Yeah, Snacks needed to get the ace set of finishing things off. Already found 3 kills with the AWP. Lots of return frags, as you said. Simple coming in from that connector. It does manage to light it up, but unfortunately, Virtus Pro can't close it out. It's going to be round number 2 coming in. Single off setup. The problem is with this one, if Virtus Pro are to lose this round, their money's going to be very limited. It's the curse of MR3, 10K. As we get a little bit more aggressive here. Taz actually going up towards the top of middle. We didn't see much of this that I suggested in regulation. We'll see whether he can do anything at this time. That smoke suggests he might have to fall back here as he's trying to get flashed in. Edward will be waiting for him there. Once again, Navi not giving anything away. Taz has dropped that smoke to give him some protection from the underpass there. He has got a teammate with him as well. That's going to be Neo boosted on the fence behind him.
Neo up on top of the fence, as you say, can watch both the underpass and play support role to Taz. We haven't seen a lot of mid-aggression. We have a surprisingly small amount, in fact, of CTs trying to push up and take the fight aggressively, especially when you know Navi has slowed the pace in taking mid-control. The opportunity is there, but at the same time, they anticipated it perhaps in doing so. Seized sets for the top of the stairwell smoke. Jungle to be thrown in as well, undoubtedly, and Edward sets towards CT spawn. It's going to be all a coordinated approach as they land timely. Bialy inside of all these smokes, though, is going to have a Molotov thrown in by Simple. Easily to coordinate. He has to swing out. It's Flamey that finds him. Well-timed and well-executed from Navi on the way through. They're so good in these executions on the A site, but there's a lack of a smoke, I'm aware, towards CT. I think it's already dissolved as Snacks tries to find a shot. They'll follow it up, but he gets it seized down through the edge of the box, no less. Not just the smoke is going to bring this back to a 4 versus 4 as Neo he's trying to find some real estate to work with, and Flamey's going to stay toward the firebox, but the other three are in good positions. Taz, he's not in a bad one either, though, but timing is everything. He's got to get into the play sooner, as they're just waiting, and he'll go. Pasha's giving him the distraction. Here it is. Taz has arrived. He's got to drop down, turn back, and find the kill. He'll do it, but it's into a one-on-one, and Edward's still alive. Bomb planted on the inside. It's a kid. He's off it. He's going to catch him off guard as well,
No way.
and Taz is going to bring it back to 16-16.
It's going to be close, but he has got it. Okay, let's just confirm he's got it. It was a very perfectly executed A attack there from Navi. Full default at the start. The A play comes in. All the smokes are dropped. The Molotovs are perfect. They get the first frag as well. The bomb goes down safely. Snacks somehow hitting that first shot through the smoke, nailing through the bombs. I have no idea how he managed to do it, but it works. And he buys enough time for his teammates. It's very much a brawl on the A side there, but it's Taz. He's the hero of the round. He's coming in from the Palace area and managed to pick up 2 more kills to finish the round off in a tight 1v1. Round number 3 comes in. We said the money would be a horrible position for Virtus Pro. They lost that round, but they managed to pull it back as we entered the final round here at the first half of overtime.
And as always, Navi again inside of middle. Edward, bomb behind the boxes. Flaming up toward the key position to cover off toward Neo. Pasha just waiting deep inside the B side as well. He's not on an AWP this time around. It's just Snacks to wield it.
Yeah, they got a little bit more aggressive this time. Navi actually not going to be holding all the way back towards top of mid. Guardian sees actively trying to hunt for this first kill, but you know what? It's in vain. As Taz, he actually finds one of their teammates towards the connector. He gets the headshot, Flamey drops, and it's a 5-on-4 in favor of the Poles. It takes a lot of damage, sure, and C's still trying to commit towards the B side to see what he can do here, but Pasha can hear him. Does he jump up and try and find the first kill here?
Pasha's good in this spot. He is one of the players who seemingly, I know Cold's the most famous for it, as with the mural on the wall, but he's so good in this spot at jumping and getting information and getting kills as well, as it's going to be seized to go down. They brought the bomb over in this position via the underpass in the hands of exactly that man, Edward, who's going to take Pasha back, but as he drops in, he goes low on HP as well. Bomb plant to come in. Taz has found Edward. Bomb plant denied, and Snacks will close it out for Virtus Pro, who take the lead after the first half. Evan, I'm going to say this, Henry, the first overtime, because we never know what's going to happen between these two.
Yeah, it could go either way for sure. It's 2-1 on the CT half, and Virtus Pro, that second round, that was absolutely bananas. I can't believe that Navi managed to drop that one. It was a great play from Taz, but that final round does go in favor of Virtus Pro. The B attack comes in, and Pash, like you said, very good in that position, manages to find 2 kills there. And we go into the second half of overtime. It's the first to 19 here. So Virtus Pro need 1 round just to force a second set of overtime, 2 to have the victory. We have the double orb set up for Nardus Vincere. It's going to be Guardian in the first orb. He's not buying head armor, which is sensible, considering what we discussed with the money situation on the CD half.
Flamey, the only one immediately inside of the A side, is everybody right now from Virtus Pro. Stark contrast to the mid control we talked about. Everybody from Virtus Pro inside. We're on the A side of the map.
Yeah, this will be a full execution here. No fakes here. Straight up, smokes down, Molotovs in. See who can land their shots.
Edward already starting to relinquish mid-control, though, and get in position accordingly. Smokes CT, under shadow, on the stairwell, and cutting off jungle, so Edward has to try and spray through desperately, and Taz, he's going to capitalize on this by flashing over, fully blinded up as Edward. He's on his head! And he stands tall underneath. The shoulder's too broad for Edward as he body checks Taz down. It's going to be Bialy that gets Flamey back, but they're running so low on HP. And Virtus Pro might have had the lead at the half, but it's slowly dissolving already as they start on this terrorist campaign. Bomb has made it inside the site, but it's dropped in the open. Full visibility from CT spawn, but look at Pasha go! As he finds 2, it's back down to that many. many remaining on either side. Guardian, though, does have the bomb immediately in front of his vision. And a jump up to try and change the elevation. What a fast shot from Guardian. Bialy's so low as well, 22 HP, no utility left. It's gonna have to be a BDP to try and grab this bomb and pull it back in a position to plant. Is Simple, just waiting for the information. Guardian as well staying passive. They're gonna allow the plant. Money not a factor in overtime, so they're gonna play it off information. He's low, but Guardian still hits the shot, and it goes 17-17.
3 kills for Guardian there, and Virtus Pro trying to close that out as quickly as possible, going for the full execution. It's unorthodox, certainly can work when you know you've broken the CD economy, but normally you're gonna be going to default first, then falling back in those sort of situations. It does work out in the sense they managed to get it down to a 2 versus 1. The bomb's not planted though, and Guardian with 3 kills, he delivers the goods for Nardis Vincere. 17-17. Now they need one more to get the draw here. As we get the double orb setup once again, it's going to be Snacks on the orb himself. No execution this time, so it'll be more of a traditional default.
Interesting note for you as well. Not only are we going deep in this building, and so too is our production staff. There's a hockey game here in 17 hours. They've got to clear the ice, clean it off, get things ready, get the glass back up. So
17
long
hours.
night at Barclays Center for everybody. Because, yeah, 17 hours the Islanders play.
Good luck with that.
Hey, they did it in Columbus. They had a game the next night, so it's possible. These buildings are impressive. So too are their staff. They've treated us well. And so too of the games, as we're getting treated to an overtime grand final, map 3 to decide it all, as Neo in the underpass going to start to clear off catwalk. Smoke in the window. Allow the players from the top of mid to slowly converge upon the connector position, and that's where Edward will reside, at the top of it, inside of the smoke. Neo as well already inside window. It's going to be a problem for Edward if they start to push in from both sides of where he's playing. And Snacks with the AWP trying to see toward the Palace position. The jump gives away, but a flash comes back through. He's saved perhaps by that, as Edward would have had full vision onto him. Instead, it's Neo to find it. That's the man from window. That's the pinch play. But Guardian responds by taking down Bialy. Taz wants to bring the ball in that direction, but he's the only one at the front of the A side, and Simple. A lovely shot again to take down Neo. A Molotov as well to make sure he can't be counter-pushed. And Flamey, with Flames in front, is going to wait inside of that A site. They need Pasha and Snacks to find space. Flamey swings back. Snacks will retreat it, recover it. But Taz with no smoke out, plants thankfully no one on top of connector.
Oh, it's the fake plan though, so 10 seconds remaining, the CT's starting to come in here. This is the full commitment. It is a 2 versus 3. The bomb goes down, 2 orbs for the retake here, but it doesn't matter when you've got Guardian on your side. He hits the final job there, and it's gonna be Taz to go down as well. Navi tie things up here. One more for the victory in their favor.
Exactly that. They'll get championship point. The first one of overtime, a huge round to have. Simple, your birthday might be over, but your gift might still be on the way, as all they need is one more. After looking completely dead on cobblestone as well, to be in this now is an incredible performance.
We'll have a look at the money for Virtus Pro here. Championship point, as you just said, 18-17. 4 AKs, 1 Tech 9 for Snacks. He hasn't even got a weapon here, so they have got the grenades. Could go for another execution. It looks like another depot here, but Guardian has been ripping them apart, and it's an adjustment as well. Flamey brings out the auto sniper. He's going to be towards CG spawn here. A great weapon on Mirage, and his smokes drop towards window as Guardian has to fall back here. That's trying to get his connection controllers. They do manage to ascertain it. Flashing in, is he to commit and push through?
He absolutely is. He's fully blinded and finds the angle. Just barely didn't get in behind the chimney, as Edward almost evaded it. They've gone for Neo. Double push again through the window to try and pinch that position at connector. The difference this time is they haven't lost anyone on the entry. So Virtus Pro have a fantastic opportunity with a 1-man advantage to get a bomb down, to retreat into post plants. Flamey does have an auto sniper, but no one's showing at this point in time. And on a retake, he can't be the turret with it. It becomes almost impossible to try and run and get the angles. It is still a Tech 9 though for Snacks as Neo falls, which starts to turn the favor into Navi's. Seized in the open, nearly gets caught toward the sandwich as Pasha, and he will go down eventually on the repeat, but not before Snacks gets one. Flamey's on it, you called it. They're on the defuse. It's a championship inside smoke. Navi! And what a way to do it. A chaotic finish, but fitting to what this whole final was, as they steal it quite literally inside the smoke away from Virtus Pro.
First 2 maps were a little bit lackluster, but we knew Mirage was going to deliver.
And as we said as well, Virtus Pro so dominant in finals. Navi brings Simple in. We doubted it with the new rule changes. He's shown now that he's more than capable.
we go then. Virtus Pro, what a grind it was there. Great tournament from them overall, but Navi, on their second showing with this lineup, managed to become the champions here in New York.
And as we said, there's more stages in New York than Broadway. Navi have this one. They're the champions of ESL New York 2016.
Champions of ESL 1 New York, Navi! We're just going to try and get a few words from some of these boys. Simple, just come over. It's gone past midnight now, so technically it's not your birthday, but this is a bloody good present.
It's so insane. Thank you guys, thank you crowd. Thank you.
Fantastic games from you. Edward, very quick. You played out of your skin. That was a vintage performance from you. It was fantastic. Your words?
Speechless, sorry, I have no words. It's amazing feeling.
It's amazing indeed. Guardian, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. I've been with you for a long time. We've known each other for over a dozen years. I know how much this means to you. Can you put it in words for your fans?
I can't. I'm just speechless. It feels so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, once more, the champions are Navi!
You can see it did mean a whole lot for them. We said it already on the desk. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Well, today they walked down the aisle in New York, and Guardian specifically definitely felt like he worked hard for that one. His brothers around him, simple new blood in the roster, and they do lift the ESL 1 trophy here in the Big Apple. What a long day it has been, and they started the tournament oh so well as well. The first team locked in the playoffs and the last team to be leaving New York, this time with $250,000, or the release the king's share of it, in their back pocket. Falling by the wayside is Virtus Pro, but what a grand final that was. Duncan, Thorin Shields, Janko, YNK Paunovic, for one final time, we will talk about Counter-Strike. And
sure.
I mean, what a show we did just get there. That was a 4-3 maps. Yes, we may be venturing into the early hours of tomorrow, but I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, I actually think that was probably the reason for the outburst of emotion there from Guardian. Is I think he's a guy who didn't think he was going to win this kind of a big title again. I mean, you have to think of the storyline of Navi. So in the last major of 2015, DreamHack Cluj and Pocket, they make it to the final off the back of Guardian, like MVP level performance, and he just can't win in the final. Like, Envious is too good. So it's like, okay, even if I carry and have my best ever games, we can't win. Next year, he's playing such amazing Counter-Strike, but he gets his injury. They make it to the final of the next major, and he's terrible. He can't play, he's injured. His team does really well, and now it's like, okay, the team stepped up finally, I wasn't there, and then after that, he never really recovered from that point in time in terms of like superstar play. Well, in this actual last map especially, it wasn't just Simple. Simple had a really great performance for the whole tournament, obviously, but Guardian like waited almost the whole tournament until now to come up with the really big plays, I thought.
And especially in that second half of regulation, I mean, he had a lot of high impact frags, that 1v3 again. This is one of those maps where I feel like VP, I mean, was the better team. They were putting themselves in more advantageous situations, but time and time again, Navi's individuals, mostly Simple and Guardian, Edward also in some of those rounds, were able to bring it back, to pull the team back into a winning situation. So you have to give them props for that.
Here's the funny thing, okay, Janko, think of all the other finals we've seen, okay. there were times earlier this year where I actually think Navi was the better team in some of these finals. When they lost to Fnatic at Star Series, I thought Navi was the better team. They were playing the better style of Counter-Strike, they had the better map pool, but it was always the other team who had like the miracle player or the insane play, and you just felt like, oh, this is unfair, what am I supposed to do against that? So finally, Navi, with this new lineup with Simple in it, which does look very different, they got that on their side this time, and that's the reason they beat VP, who gave them great accounting of themselves.
And I think that is exactly the reason, and it precisely shows why we're touting them as the team the next team that's going to be able to challenge SK as the best team in the world, although I think certainly VP has also proven themselves to be in that contention. Right now it looks like it's revolving around those three teams.
It looks like it literally could be one of those exciting, like A over B over C over A type scenarios. Because if you get the right matchup here in any of these finals, everyone can win titles right now.
Everyone can win, and indeed, Navi have done so. They are our ESL 1 New York champions, and it has been a hard-fought battle for everyone. A couple of words to our losers. You've already hinted about Virtus Pro, but, I mean, we said they would start cementing and battling for that top two, perhaps even top one, there I go, position.
I mean, just because Navi won the second map in, like, quite emphatic fashion,